So my name is Moan Hen. I'm the Executive Director for Willow Bend Environmental Education Center. I've been working for environmental-focused nonprofit organizations for about at least 7 years now, with a small break in between, so probably about 10 years altogether. I've been in Flag since 2007, and prior to this I worked for Friends of Flagstaff's Future, which is also an environmentally focused nonprofit organization. And I was, first I was the program director, but later became the executive director there as well. I went to school at Northern Arizona University, and I got my master's degree in environmental sciences and policy. I knew this is what I wanted to do when I was 7 years old. I saw a documentary with Jane Goodall and her chimpanzees, and I just knew that I wanted to work either, I didn't know the word environmental or wildlife scientist back then, but I knew that I want to know more about the world, and I want to know more about the beings around us, and I want to do everything that I can to make sure that we conserve and protect what we have. So I pretty much oversee the organization's operations. We do have a education program director, Cassandra Roberts, and so she's directly in charge of all of the education programming, all the scheduling, all the back and forth between teachers and other organizations when it comes to scheduling the programs and delivering the programs. But I kind of oversee more of the general operations, the partnership building, fundraising, outreach. So that's my role. Willow Bend is kind of mandated to deliver environmental education programs for K through 12. But the bigger picture is the community. And so while we focus on children, because that really is the core, that is, we're teaching children today, again, to ensure that we have a place to live in tomorrow. But we don't just focus on children, we definitely have adult education. We have workshops, we have seminars, we work with students, and so we really look at it as an entire community focus. So my kids love Willow Bend, and they love coming here. And in the past, sometimes when I pick them up from school, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, we have to go through work, I have to grab something. And they're like, oh. And now I tell them, hey, we have to go through work. Yes! They like come here and I have to drag them out and be like, it's dark, we have to go home. So they love Willow Bend, and I think it's a testament to what Willow Bend does. It's just, if you look around, it's a really inviting place that sparks curiosity, and it's just really exciting, and I love it here, so definitely they do. It's really amazing to see how Willow Bend impacts the community, because almost everywhere we go, when we go into the schools, even if we just have a meeting, you can see kids running down the hall and they're like, oh, hi Willow Bend, and their immediate reaction is positive. And that's really what we want to foster, is this positive, creative interaction with the natural world, and an empowerment for young people. So it's very easy to come and do the gloom and doom, but I think what we do is provide this, again, very sort of positive opportunity for change. And so I think that's the impact, is by providing people a positive association with the natural world and with their own empowerment and their own actions. I think when you're kind of on either the advocacy or sort of the activism side, which is the sort of the field I came from, you have a false sense that nothing good is happening and you're constantly in a battle. When you kind of shift to the education side, you really see the potential, and you really see the sort of the positive side of what can be done. I definitely have much more trust in education, and a firm belief that it makes a difference. And so, seeing the change every day, seeing children's eyes light up, is something that's definitely changed, because I have my own children, but I didn't work in educating children. And so, just kind of seeing that makes me a really big supporter of education in general, and really understanding the power and importance of it.
Yeah.
So unless you're working, so you have to pay rent, you have to make money, unless you're at work, unless you're doing something that's taking care of your body, so you're going to yoga or you're working out or something like that, or unless you're doing something for your education, so you're literally in class or you're doing homework or studying to an exam, unless you're doing one of those three things, you should be out there volunteering. I think when you give from yourself just a little bit, then you get so much back, and you become part of an important network that really makes a community all it can be. And again, I think unless you're doing one of those three things, anything else is just an excuse. It's critical to fund Willow Bend because it really is an investment in the future. And it's an investment in the kind of future we want to see and the kind of people we want to have in it. And so what we put in today is really, gonna be what we get out tomorrow. And so if we're thinking about how do we ensure a sustainable community, how do we ensure, respectful human beings that interact with the world around them in a really positive way, we ensure that by funding high quality, sort of science-based environmental education. What I hope is to make Willow Bend kind of all that it can be, and really make sure that everyone out there that doesn't currently know about us but needs to, the greater community, families that maybe have not had the chance to interact yet, have an opportunity to do that. So whether it's through our school programming or our community programming or our events, so I'm really hoping to make sure that our outreach is improved. And the other thing that I really hope to gain is just really further developing our programs and making sure that they're very relevant to what's going on out there. So they're answering the needs of what our children need to know in order to become, stewards of our community and of the greater place we call home. So just in perspective, we reach an estimated 18,000 people a year. So when I keep saying that, it's not that I mean we don't have a broad outreach already, but I think we can really expand on reaching visitors, for example, not just county residents. I think we can reach more, more of the population that doesn't necessarily attend the schools. So that's one place. I think the other one is deepening that reach, so not just reaching more people, but creating more meaningful relationships with every person that we do reach. So my vision or my dream is that every person that walks in here, that is not their first or last interaction with Willow Bend. So if you're asking where we'll be in 5 years, it's having those people who came in today still come in 5 years. That's really my dream.